Hello, welcome to another episode of Beer Man's Noble Beer Reviews. Today I have a beer from a new brewing company that I have not done a review for yet. This is from Hidden Springs Brewing Company out of Tampa, Florida. This beer is called Darkness in the Light, and I'm sure you're confused by why I already have beer in this glass, but I was doing a quick share with one friend, and they had to take off, and there was still a good bit of this left, so I figured I'd give it a proper review. This is a barrel-aged Imperial Stout with cookies and cream. It doesn't really go into detail with that, like if there's actual Oreos in this or what is actually put in this to give it that flavor. But it is 12% ABV. And yeah, that's it. Other than today, I had never had this before or anything. So I'll pour the rest of it in here. Let's give it a pretty hefty pour, of course. Now, I mean, this poured this way before too. It just has like the brown carbonation around the edges, but it's definitely not like a big head. You can see it's pretty much jet black. So the aroma on this is huge. The first thing I get over anything is like fudge and barrel, which is always a good sign of a nice barrel-aged stout. But then underneath that, you get like vanilla and something that really does smell like cookies and cream. And I'm sure I've said this on here a bunch of times, but I'm not like a huge fan of like the super sweet pastry stout type things. When they're barrel aged, I think a lot of times it works because the barrel and the heat from the barrel and the flavors that it imparts kind of cut that sweetness, or at least it obviously is not getting rid of the sugar, but it's at least it's perceived as not as sweet, so it works. And that's what I get out of this aroma. Like it definitely smells like it's going to be sweet, but it has enough like barrel presence that I think it's going to be not like overly over the top and cloying. So it definitely is sweet, but there's a lot of fudge. Really just a lot of chocolate and vanilla, but there's a really nice oaky bourbon wash on top of the whole thing that to me is making it drinkable. If this wasn't barrel aged, I don't know that I would like it so much, but to me this is one of those beers. It's like it's still a dessert beer for how sweet it is, but I don't know that I would want to drink a whole bomber of this, which I'm not because he drank some too, but I could get through like a whole 12-ounce pour of this. A lot of times with these big pastry stouts, I couldn't even get through like a normal 12-ounce pour. But this one I probably could because it is very, very tasty. Like I said, it's a lot of fudge and vanilla, but there's a lot of booze and like dark fruit and like brown sugar character from the barrels that I think. And you can also like some of their other beers, I feel like you can't really taste the beer. They're so sweet, you can't really taste the underlying beer, but I actually do get like a nice like roasty bitterness underneath this, which is really weird because here you can see it says IBU's 20, which is super, super low for a stout. I know a lot of times people don't get like stouts they don't equate them with high IBUs because they think IBUs, hops, whatever. But usually, like traditional Imperial stouts are actually really high in IBUs, but it's all the roast and everything else that's going on kind of mask that. But I would say this is one of, I don't want to say the few exceptions because I've definitely had other ones that I've liked a good bit, but This is one of the pastry stouts that I actually really like and would, if I had the opportunity to buy this. Um, Now, not at secondary prices. I wouldn't buy this again because I don't buy anything at secondary prices. But if I was able to buy this at Hidden Springs, I definitely would, and I would drink it again. I would say that this is sweet, but I don't think it's over the top. It's kind of to me, it's on the same level as like the Westbrook like coconutty beers. This may be like slightly more sweet than that, but not by much. Um, so it works with a barrel. So I'm gonna give this a buy. I think it's really tasty. Um, Anyone who generally likes like the sweeter pastry stouts, you will probably absolutely love this. I think it's really good. Generally, I prefer just regular barrel aged stouts, but this works. A lot of that fudgy character is something that I feel like you can get out of something without even adding it anyway, so it works. You know, the flavors are kind of similar to what you would get out of a good barrel aged stout anyway, so it doesn't taste like super fake or artificial, and I think that's why I like it. But I think that's all I got in this one. Please like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.